Hi scrapbookers, and we are still getting inspired by Get It Scrapped Story Play, and this page is, it started off as a scrap lift of one of Debbie Hodges' layouts, and then it kind of went in a different direction, but it's, it was, yeah. And so tomorrow I think I'm going to do the one that I'm going to try to scrap lift her layout more precisely, but she did have two photos, but then that's kind of where we diverge. But she also had like a photo mat underneath, and it wasn't heart-shaped, and I just went in a different direction, and then my heart actually is like in a little envelope, and I tucked some notes in, and they were things that, like, important things, like sweet things that I don't want to forget that happened today. And so I go all through the page, and then I remembered that I had a giveaway, and so I have a giveaway like kind of halfway through the video, so you'll need to watch. It's somewhere in the middle, and you will be asked to leave a comment, and it will have something to do with the theme of this page. And I'll just let your imagination wander. But there's a contest embedded within this video. And anyways, if you want to make a layout like this one, you're going to need two photos and a background sheet, and then something to make a photo mat with that's going to go underneath your photos. It doesn't have to be a heart. It can be a rectangle or a circle or anything that's going to keep those two photos kind of together. And then I want you to practice layering. So, like, specifically I want you to practice layering like small little strips of little bits, just little, like if you're tempted to use, like if your layers usually, like mine, go, you know, have a bigger offset than these, try to go like 1/4 of an inch with your layers and just see how that works. If you haven't done that, if you're already doing it, congratulations. But if you're not, give it a try, and it's something that I'm going to talk about a lot. We just did a Get It Scrapped interview of Celeste Smith, and I keep saying we, and it's because when you're in on the interviews, you do really feel like you're part of it. So it's a good time. And anyways, one of the things I've noticed about her pages is that her little layers are so tiny, and so I'm gonna try to do that a little bit more because I really like the way it looks. I'm just not sure why. I guess I just always want to be a little more obvious with it. Like, I really want you to see that, like, that those are hearts. But you can probably, you know, figure it out. So why don't you get your supplies and we'll get started, and yeah, let's get to scrapbooking. Here we go. Hi scrapbookers, welcome to another day of Inspired by a Story Play, and today I am going to be taking inspiration by a layout in Story Play by Debbie Hodge, and she has two photos. Actually, she has three, but she has like a big one too, and some paper, and I need to get a printer up in this space, but I don't have one right now. So one of the photos is like a rectangle, and then the other one is more like I think hers is not quite a square, but about like that. So you'll need two photos, and the topic of her page is about how she has two boys, and you know, one of them pairs off with her typically, and the other one pairs off with Dad. And we had this conversation when I was up at her house, and I was like, oh yes, we have that same dynamic in my house, and it's like you just wish everybody could get along. So anyways, I get that. But so I'm going to be taking inspiration from that layout, and I think tomorrow I'm going to make a layout really, really similar. Like, I'm going to steal the layout, and I'm also going to take the theme. But today, my son just said a whole bunch of things to me that I wanted to record before I forgot. And I don't think I will forget, but I just wanted to get them down while they're fresh. So what you're going to need are a piece of paper that is one color on the bottom and one color on the top. And hers is like yellow on the bottom and blue on the top. And I'm just still working with that original kit. I didn't bring out kit number 2 yet. That's coming. But I think we can knock this out with one. So here's one. This is, that would be different, huh? This is what I've got in front of me. That I don't want to work. I don't think that will work. That's okay. And so I don't really have anything too specific in mind, but I want the background sheets to kind of really be the background. I don't want them to be super standing out. Oh, this is nice. Okay, this might really work because this has all sorts of, that side's nice too, but this has all kinds of like happy, amazing, funny, cute, you and me, play, bright, colorful, blah, 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 blah. I like that. Okay, let's use this. I'm not sure if I want to color it on the bottom. I don't think I want to. I was thinking that I would use 2 different pieces of paper to get that, you know, what I call, and I have a Pinterest board that I call the horizontal split, where you have a layout that is basically divided up, you know, like that. And then you put the photos like in the middle, so like the top and the bottom are different. And then I also have a Pinterest board where it's called the vertical split, and then that's what I mean. And those, I think those layouts are very striking. They really do capture your attention. But that's not exactly what I want to do today. So let's go ahead and just cut this little bit off. This is from Pink Paisley. It's called Shine Color Wash. I'm going to cut that little bit off and we'll get started. Now, if I'm going to color the bottom half, and I do think I want to use these words, it's kind of already colored. Like it's a little bit gradient done anyways. Maybe we just leave it just like that, and yeah, let's do that. That makes things easy. So then the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to kind of have one piece of paper that's going to go like this, kind of in the back, like a mat, like a placemat for all this stuff. And her photos don't actually overlap. And I think if we just trim that one down just a little bit more, not too much. So there we go. So I want something under those photos, and let's see what we got. Just trying to, and one thing I thought about doing was like a big heart, because the page is kind of going to be about, he's my little sweetie. Like, he really is. He's so sweet. He says the sweetest stuff to me. So let's do the, let's just cut a big old heart out of this piece of paper. And this, I have a lot of this paper, so I don't feel too precious about it. I felt, or I bought it at Tuesday morning, I think. And I could cut this out with a silhouette, but I kind of like the idea of just making a, I might use this side of it. But, so I want my heart to kind of go like, and so this is where it's not the same as Debbie's. That's okay. I think I'm going to use this lighter pink color. me tweak that. I don't like the way that looks. Hold on. It shouldn't be this hard to make a heart, huh? Let me just do it a whole bunch of times and then I'll... And I'm going to leave these lines, I don't mind. Actually, I think I will kind of dig them because one of the things that we do is we work on homework. So we're using pencils and like if we're if we're feeling frustrated, like the pencil becomes a big old issue. And that's the other thing is I wanted to, and I know that I talk a lot lately about how difficult school has been for my son. And it has been. And that's kind of like really, it's sad, but it's really kind of outshined the fact that he's he's the sweetest kid. He's the sweetest human I know. Seriously. Like, he's so sweet. And I think that, and sensitive. And not, you know, not in a feminine way, just in a really lovely human way. And, yeah, so we had a couple moments today, and I want to get those down before before they're not so, like right now, they're just really raw. Like I can just remember, like it just feels really good and raw. Like it can be raw and good. It was just like you know, like he just said all the sweet stuff, and he didn't mean it to be sweet. Like he wasn't hamming it up or anything. He wasn't trying to be like, oh, I'm such a sweet kid. You know, it wasn't. He just said some super sweet stuff. So I think my page is gonna go, and so Debbie's mat was really straight on, but I think I'm gonna move mine my little heart just a little bit this way, just cause. And then so I've got the lines kind of hitting him, you know, so we're focusing on him. So let's, you know what I'd like to do, if I start to get something that works, I like to nail it down or pick it and stick it, because that way I don't have to keep, oops, sorry, I'll stabilize that in YouTube, but I didn't mean to make that wobble. So I don't have to nail it down like super tight, but just kind of get the placement of things. I am going to layer things underneath, I think, but I do want to just start to get the feel of this page. So it's going to be about like this. And so Debbie's pages does not overlap. So I am going to use all of the space of the heart. You know what? I like to write, and I like to write a lot, and I'm just going to write a little letter to him and try to leave a little space around the photos. Let me see how I'm going to do this. Or I could even, you know, I like that little trick of like making kind of making a pocket, and if I had my sewing machine, I'm still working on that. But if I kind of do, let me think about this. I'm thinking that, like, for example, if I wanted to just have some cards, not necessarily these ones, but they would kind of like fit in. Yeah, I like that. All right, because that way, because the things that I want to say, I don't necessarily need the whole world to hear, but I want him to know. Okay, so this is gonna, I feel like I want kind of a mat around this heart in a slightly contrasting color, but not like over the top. So let's see what we have. We have this too. That works. And yeah. that's still going to have that fun little ombre effect. Let's do it like, you know, I get that feeling like, well, I'm wasting this paper. I gotta stop that. Okay, let's see how we want this to go. Maybe like this. Yeah, I don't know. I know, I'm getting to where I like that slide, I like that paper, I'm not sure I want to use it. Okay, here's a different one. This will be better. So I did just pull that out of the scrap pile, but I'm wearing a shirt with little hearts on it, and then the theme is like, I love you, and I think that will be a nice little contrast. So I don't want it to be super large. I know I just put these down, but let's just kind of mark off where the pictures were, and then I'm going to take them up. I know, right? And then I'll put them back down in a second. So I didn't stick those down super hard, but now I know approximately where they were. But now I'm going to just take some, I'm just going to take some glue stick glue. See my glue stick glue? There's nothing in there. Oh, because it came out on here. Okay, we can still use that. Okay, I think I need to replenish my glue supply. Haven't needed to do that in a while. I kind of stockpile that stuff, and I forgot to this year. Okay, so let's do something like this. And we'll see how it looks. If it doesn't look awesome, we won't do it. Then I'll just use this same heart on a layout about my daughter. Because somebody said, like, oh, the kids never notice if you make the same number of layouts. And I don't know about that. My kids have noticed once or twice. Like, my daughter used to notice, like, why does Mac have so many more albums? And I would be like, well, because he's older. Yeah, I don't think that yellow. How do we like that yellow? Let's put the pictures back on and see. What say you? Yay or nay? I kind of feel like the orange would have brought out, like the pictures feel a little too blue to me, although it doesn't look, I don't know. Maybe we want to double map that thing, huh? Let's try one more. Let's see. I'm thinking like an orangey red kind of a color. Like this. So I also just pulled that. I don't know. That seems like a weird color. Maybe pink. Maybe like a kind of a corally pink kind of a color. Or maybe the yellow looks just fine. Let's just try one more piece, and then if that doesn't work, we're going to move on. Okay. Why not? So here we go with the glue stick again. I gotta look at my adhesive drawer. I have a drawer that is just for adhesives. And I do have some glue sticks. Just haven't used glue sticks in a while. And I like them. I do. Do you remember, what do they call it? Like rubber cement? Remember that? Remember when we used to scrapbook with that? I do. I remember those days. Okay. Okay, and now I feel like I'm taking a lot of time with all this stuff, and I really haven't written down what I wanted to write down, and that, people, is seriously the most important part. So I need to stop goofing around with all this embellishment stuff and start putting pen to paper. Just like with homework. Like, start writing something on your page. Okay. I'm going to do that in just a second. I don't want this much of a... So when you scrap lift, like I'm scrap lifting Debbie's page, but because I'm like, you know, I started in one place, but you don't necessarily have to completely fall. Well, you don't. You know that. You know that, right? You don't have to follow the example to a T. You can definitely deviate. So let's just do the thing where we just make these go up a little. And do I feel like, you know what I feel like is missing from those back pieces of paper is the pencil lines. So I almost wish I would have not done the pick it and stick it, and that way I could have put some pencil lines on those other two, but I think I might still be able to do that. But I just want to give this a little bit of oomph, you know, a little bit of oomph. And I like that this feels like kind of handmade, like, you know, when they're little and they give you all this sweet stuff, and then they get a little older and you never get it anymore. So then you have to make it for yourself. Okay, so that's going to go about there. My photo is going to go here and here. So I'm going to start writing, and then we'll worry about all the rest of it in a little bit. Okay, so I think what I will do is, oh, you know, I was going to put those little cards underneath, right? Forgot about that part. Okay, so I'm going to write some things on journaling cards, and I'm going to write some things on here, or maybe nothing. But I'm going to pause, and I'll be back. Hi, scrapbookers. I'm back, and we made dinner, cleaned the house, did the homework. I did, and we also did the Get It Scrap Masterful Scrapbook Design had, well, Debbie Hodge had Celeste Smith and did her interview on product play, which was really the inspiration for this whole idea of making your own kit. And Celeste had a really cute kit. I've been a fan of hers since she was contributing to Simple Scrapbooks like a way long time ago. Okay, so this is the page so far. And the other thing I did while we were off is, while I was off, you were, it was like bewitched. See, this is my fantasy, that I can just be like, pause, and then get a whole bunch of stuff done and come back, and magical. So I just grabbed a whole bunch of little, like cards. Most of these are from this little Pebbles pack called, where did it go? Where's the cover? Oh, called Love You More. And so I really like that concept. And so I think I had already made this, and I did a pretty good job of just leaving like 1/4 of an inch. That's one of the things we talked about during Celeste's interview over at Get It Scrapped. It was that she does layers, but like when she does a layer, she'll just like have a teensy, like, say this is the layer. She'll just have like this much, you know, poking out, just a little tiny bit, so you can just see it. And I always want to do like this much, so you know you won't miss it. And I need to like just scale it back a little. So I'm gonna work on that. But the other thing the other thing I've done is I filled out I'll just show you these 4 journaling cards. So I basically wrote little letters to my son. And it starts out, I'll just read you a little. I probably won't read you the whole thing. It's September 2nd, so that's today. But you'll see this later. Hey Mac, today I came to school at 2:24, a little bit late, sorry, I had an empty gas tank. You gave me the biggest, best hug, a long, sincere hug. I worried that you were having a bad day, but you said it was okay. But that you had just now realized that people die and that I would die someday too. And that you never wanted that to happen. We talked about how hopefully I won't die for a long, long time because I'm pretty sure God wants to keep me down here on earth because I still have a lot of things to do in my life. But that sometimes people do die early, like my dad did, and how that is sad, really sad. But that he is still with me every day in my heart and that I am in your heart, Mac. So if the worst thing happened and I died early, please God, no. Oh, I just see a little typo. I'm going to fix it. Little clerical error. So that should be an if. So if the worst happened, please God, no, that I would be in your heart, Mac, and with you all the time. But let's pray for a long, happy life. And gosh, I love you so much, kid. You are my sweet boy. I love you, Mom. And so, yeah, he's the sweetest guy, and he gives the best hugs, and he always has. And so then I wrote a little note, Mac, this year so 7th grade, this year I am in your school. I'm your in-school tutor. So this is new for us. I think that for the most part you like it. I do like coming to see you every day, and I really like that there is so much less homework at home to do. I wish I could coax you out of that shell you put on when you go to school. I feel like the kids and teachers at school aren't really getting to know the real you. The funny, excited, loud, sweet, happy, curious, sometimes mischievous, and a little bit rambunctious, which is good in my book. Even Allison's friend, Lexi, asked why you are so happy at home and so quiet at school. I love you. And so that's still kind of he's just very reserved at school, and he thinks that will just keep him out of trouble. We keep telling him that's not a great strategy. Anyways, so Mac, I want you to know that I think you are the sweetest person I know. You have always given me the best hugs, and you tell me you love me more than anyone ever has. And that makes me feel so happy and so loved. I hope I make you feel that way too. And then, because Mac and I get into all the deep questions of life. Don't forget, God put you here for a reason. God picked you to be my son and for me to be your mom. And that goes for Daddy and Allison too. We are all supposed to be here together, and we are supposed to love each other, and we do. All of us, even though maybe sometimes that may be hard to believe. It is true. Everyone in our family is supposed to be here together, and we all actually love each other. Mac, I love you, Mom. So, that's actually kid, yeah, this morning was kind of a rough morning. My daughter forgot that it was Tuesday because it's just after Labor Day, so she didn't wear the right clothes to school, and she got all upset with me because I reminded her of that. But anyways, we're all good. So the layout is going to go here, and then this is going to work like a pocket, and I usually make my pockets with a sewing machine. Unfortunately, it is still out of commission. So I could do what Allison said and hand stitch. Am I going to do that? No, I'm not going to do that. So I'm just wondering what's the best, thinking of what's going to be the best adhesive. And I wanted to make it kind of obvious that this is like a pocket. So what I tried to do was figure out where I wanted stuff, and then I drew right on my paper. So I'm kind of drawing where the adhesive is going to go. So it's going to go like here and here, and it's got to be pretty strong So let's grab that adhesive drawer, and I'll pull it out so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is my adhesive drawer, and I could use tape, and I do use. I heard on the paper clipping round table, the husband was like, "Should I just use the double tape?" And the wife was like, "No, scrapbookers never use that." And I wanted to make a comment like, "I do that all the time. It's totally fine." Okay, this I think is, that looked like something else. There is this thing called aggressive adhesive. I also have this thing called Gorilla Glue, but you don't really want to use that on your scrapbooking because it, like, see this? It expands. It's the craziest stuff. Like, after you've glued something, then it kind of keeps growing. It's very weird. Don't use that. I don't see anything that's striking me as fantastic in this drawer. Let's look in the other drawer. I have two drawers of adhesive. So next to my desk, I have like a Raskog cart, and that has lots of adhesives. But then I also have, okay, this is kind of the stuff I was thinking about, I think. Ugh, and it shouldn't be like this. That's bad. Okay, this is some kind of like very sticky, and I'm not storing it very well. So lesson to you all. Store your adhesives better than me. But I do like that they're all in one place. So this, I think, was in, this must have been in some kind of glue runner. Which, this is why I'm not a fan of the glue runners, because I just, I don't know, they always seem to break on me. So I'm going to throw this part away because I don't think there's a hope of saving that. But I will just tape that back up. Fun stuff, right? And, oh, this is the other thing I was thinking of. It's like, kind of like a glue. I think that would work too. But let's use this because it's a mess and I think it's pretty strong. I had another one of those, and I don't even know how they get broken. Maybe like little pixies are getting into my stash and they're, I don't know exactly what's happening. But I know that I don't really get along with those things. But I just work better with the, with double stick tape or with those little tabby things. You know, like there's some, like the things that leave those things all over your house. Yeah. They're everywhere. They're not everywhere, but I find them in funny places. Okay, so I'm just going to put this tape right down, you know, because I'm teaching you fancy scrapbooking techniques. This is not a fancy scrapbooking technique. This is like how not to do it. I don't know. I think I gave up a long time ago on even having the desire to figure out how any of that, any of those like ATG guns or any of that works. I just resign myself to, I don't understand them, and they don't like me, and I don't understand them. There we go. Oh, let's see. What a mess. How not to do it. So, yeah, we did an interview, or Debbie did an interview of, I sat in and listened, as you can if you're a member of Get It Scrapped, and the membership part. And so it was an interview of Celeste Smith on her layouts that appeared in Product Play. And she's like the master. You know, I have watched her for a long time when she was doing paper, and now she's a digital scrapbooker, and she has a really smart style. And she said she for background paper, she really just sticks to a couple of different things. So she's not like kind of all over the place, which I kind of tend to be. But her, like when you look at her pages, you can always tell like, oh yeah, that's like, you kind of recognize her style. And that was another little discussion in the forum over at Get It Scrapped, is everybody's always wanted to talk about their scrapbook style. And I get it. I appreciate it when somebody has a great style like she does, but I don't aspire to it. Like, I don't care about having a style. Sounds blasphemous, right, in the world of scrapbooking? Because I think, like, a lot of people who want to maybe get on a design team for a manufacturer, or I don't know. I don't know why. I just don't care about having one. I don't need one. And then I think if I had one, I would just want to not do whatever I was supposed to be doing. I'm contrarian like that. Okay, so let's just turn this over, and back of that's pretty nice too though, huh? I'm not going to do the back, but I thought about it. Okay, so now I've made this little pocket where I can tuck my, I think that's going to hold, it feels pretty strong, where I can tuck all these little notes. And I want to tuck them out enough so that you can see that there's writing there, but just a little bit, so I think I want to do it like that. Yeah, I do want you to know there's something there. I should just write like, read this. Read this. Okay. That way he kind of knows. He should read that. And then this gives the date. And then I'm just going to tuck this in. And probably, like, if he ever takes them out, nobody's ever going to arrange them, you know, just like I did. But that's how that's how they're going to look for right now. But I think they're going to they'll stay like that in the page protector, I hope, because it kind of like the static electricity, or, you know, kind of keeps it all together. But let's just see. Not really. I kind of, maybe I need a little bit more over here in terms of adhesive. Let's try that again. Let's add a little more adhesive. So I'm just going to use these little sticky dots. And depending on whether you get the permanent or the repositionable, like the permanent ones are pretty strong, depending on the brand too, probably. But let's just stick a little more under there so it makes more of a shelf, so that we're not getting that stuff to fall down. Now if I was doing the sewing machine trick, I would probably not have as much of a problem. I don't know. Grab that down there. Okay, so let's try that again. Do a little test run here. So yeah, if I was doing the thing we talked about in the interview with Celeste, was that, or the takeaway that I had anyways, was that the way she's really successful in using so many patterns on a page is that she just uses like teensy little bits. I always want to like put them out more than, like, I bet you she would cut this down so it would be like, see how that's like, I don't know, let's measure. How about that? Not that I'm into measuring, but I would guess. So that is like, yeah, 1/2 inch. I think she would use like 1/4 inch instead. But, you know, I'm alright with 1/2 inch. I almost want to put a little paper clip or something here just to hold that one up. I don't know if I have any decoraty kind of paper clips. Let's see what I've got. So these were the embellishments from the kit. I don't think I have anything like that in this. So I've got another place where I keep embellishments handy, and that's just right in my desk drawer. And I have the little muffin tin. I haven't pulled it out in a while. I really need to probably update this a little bit. So I'm looking for, I am looking for like a paper clip, like a cute paper clip. That's really something I don't have in terms of scrapbooking embellishments. I know they exist, but I don't really think I have any. So let's just look for a regular paper clip. That could work too. Because I actually need the function of a paper clip, not just the cuteness of a paper clip. Okay. Well, I do have this thing. And that kind of goes, this is just a brad though. I'm not sure if that's going to be good at holding anything down, but let's keep that out. That was just floating around in my drawer. I think it probably fell out of the little embellishment jar. Okay, there's a yellow paper clip. One. So I didn't get to choose the color. Oh, here's another one that's orange. How's that for like a happy little coincidence? Because those colors work on this page. That's pretty funny. Okay, so we're going to clip these in so that, let's put the yellow in here. And then just wondering if I want that up this way or like something like that. Or at least I think that's all right. And I wish I had a third paper clip, but I don't. So I think that maybe I will, but I like the idea of incorporating this little thing that says love, because this color kind of matches. I'm not totally sure where that's going to go. I wish I had, I think another paper clip would be good for this little one. No, I kind of feel like I almost need to switch the photos. Like, so, I don't think these were very much laid down, but so that it went like this, and then, or like this, so that the arrow on the little brad was like going from me to him. How to do that? I don't know. Maybe we're not going to use that because I don't know where to put it. Let's just stick with the plan. So plop those back on there. That's really cute. I like the idea of incorporating this color into more places, but maybe that's going to be the title. Let's keep this in mind for the title. And I don't know. I don't know what to do. I like the idea of using that little thing, but I don't think it's working. But I do like the idea of bringing that color in, so let's try to do that. So let's, okay. How about this? It doesn't look good, does it? It should go under, so I'm going to just cut this diagonally and see if I can, because I did all of that aggressive adhesive. I am not able to smush that under too much. But there's my little Like if I just wanted a little bit to show. So if I could be like more like Celeste. And I'll tell you Debbie's layout that I've based this layout on, but it doesn't look like Debbie's layout at all. She's got the nice layers that have the tiny, just a little bit. I'm going to work on that. I said I was going to in the class, and yeah, I'm going to work on that because I think that makes a difference. I think it makes your pages look better. And I guess I just want to be like, I don't want you to miss it. But it's better to be like maybe a little subtle. You have a problem with being subtle. Like when I go into school and I'm just like, hey, I'm like talking to all the other kids and the girls will be like, I like your shirt, or you know, they'll like your purse or whatever. And Max just like, oh, shut up. He's not. He's a sweet boy. But I'm sure he would like it if I was a little more quiet when I came in. It's not happening. Okay, so here, okay, before I had, so that he was really kind of in this. I liked that idea. And then, okay, let's not smush him around anymore. Let's tie him down a little bit better. And I'm just going to pause so this video doesn't get too long. So for uploading purposes, I'll be right back. Ta-da, I'm back. I didn't go anywhere. So I also have Angie Lucas of Big Picture Classes emailed me, and she has a giveaway for her class, and I really like her a lot. She's another one who's so smart, and she does such a good, like, she can elicit information out of you like an expert lawyer. You know, she's really good. She doesn't have any, like, ulterior motives or anything, but she's just really good at, like, getting the story. And so her class is about, how, you know, quizzes to help you to tell your story. So if you, let's do this. Let's, on my blog for this layout, let's do the Quizapalooza giveaway on there. So this should go live. Let me just see if the time is going to work for that. So let's see. Hold on. Whoops. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Oh, that's not it. Okay, so Quizapalooza starts. It starts on September 18th. So this should go live before then. So that should be enough time. Because I think I have myself with these videos up to around the 12th or something like that. So yeah, that will be enough time. So the blog post, or let's just do it here at on YouTube. Leave a comment on this video, and I'll have to figure out when it's going live, and then I'm going to have to figure out like when your deadline is. So if the class starts, yeah, I planned this out. I did not plan this out. On September 18th, we'll have the cutoff for the comments be on like September 16th, and then you'll leave a comment on this, in the comments on YouTube on this this video. Yeah. So put a little thing down there and say, tell me, what can you tell me? Let me ask you a question. Maybe there's a Quizapalooza question. Why do I feel lucky or blessed? Tell me why you feel lucky or blessed. And that will be the comment that will enter you into the giveaway for Angie Lucas's Quizapalooza over at Big Picture. Okay? Why do you feel lucky or blessed? And that, that's going to be the title of my page. And I did not plan that. But I was going to like, oh, you sweet boy, or something like that. But I like that. Why I feel lucky. Why I feel blessed. And let's do it in this kind of a minty color. So then we've got the visual triangle of 3. And then you know what we're missing? We've got, well, 1, 2, 3. I guess that could be, like, there's a little red. So that's kind of a visual triangle. I'm good with that. All right, so we just need some letter stickers and perhaps a few doodads, and then we will be done with this page. And we'll feel pretty blessed about that. Speaking of blessed, I'm going to be watching, yeah, it's crazy. I'm going to be watching the Duggars after I finish this. So I've got that. That might work. And then I have these letters, which are definitely darker, but I kind of like them because, you know, the luck of the Irish. And let me just keep... All right, let me try one more. I think those are not the right color. But I'll just pull them and then we'll just take a little look. So I'm kind of deviating from the kit just a little bit. I kind of want to match this color here. That works pretty good. These letters, I could color them with the Copics, but the font is like pretty wonky. I don't know. I think it was a Dear Lizzie, and I'm not actually crazy about that one. Oh well. I'll figure out a way to use it at some point. Okay, so the title and what you're going to leave in the comments is, why do I feel lucky? Why I feel lucky or blessed? So because I talked about God, like I know some people who are religious don't ever want to say that they feel lucky. Well, I like the word lucky. I think it's awesome. But in this, and so generally I would use lucky, but because we were having the big deep discussions about God today, which, you know, we tend towards that. He's a deep thinker. I'm going to write blessed. Why I feel blessed. And that's going to be my title, and I think I want the word blessed right here. So I'm going to start with that. And I'm still rejecting, well, I was just going to say, I'm still rejecting the wax paper. I know it's a trick, but I don't do it. But let's do this trick where we just line it up on the edge of this plastic, and then we'll be able to smush it around and see where we want it to go. Does that make sense? It does, I think. You can even line it up on these little letters. I mean, on the lines of my, what do you call it? Cutting mat, but I don't use as a cutting mat. I just use as a work surface. Oh, the other thing that I heard when we were doing the Get It Scrapped interview, when I was sitting in on that, with, I wasn't doing it. But it's, you know, you do feel like you were really in on it because it's very, you can participate as much as you would like. Like, you could just watch it and listen, or you can really be in the chat, or if you have a headset, you can put your headset in and even talk. And so it's very interactive. It's very fun. Okay, why I feel blessed. So we're going to start with blessed, B-L. Do this way. Let's do this. Okay. I'm going to just do it over this so they don't stick to the mat. See, this is why I feel like you have to do it twice when you do this, and that's why I don't like to do it. I just feel like it's extra stupid work. I feel like it's just being too fussy. But I know that it does, you know, it's a good trick. It helps. I just reject it for the most part. So that's just me. Okay, so yeah, so during the Get It Scrapped interview. We talked about Carrie Eric has a new, and she's one of the teachers for Story Play, but she's got a new podcast, and she's a digital scrapbooker, and it's called, and her blog is called, I think it's like Digi Scrap Geek, and so it's like the Digi Scrap Geek podcast, I think I'm getting that right. And so she had, it's a little challenging, because I don't know which one to line it up with, but I think I'm going to line it up with this photo. So she had Lady Doc, Karen, as one of the guests, and Christy Strickler, who, so Karen used to be paper and now she's digital, and Christy's kind of, she's paper, but she's a little, I guess she's hybrid. She does a lot of hybrid things. And the other one was Summer Fullerton, who I don't know that well, but the name sounds familiar, but she's been a teacher over at Get It Scrapped too, quite a bit. So, why I feel blessed. So I'm just wondering, should we do that in a different color? And I'm not sure. Or a different letter sticker. I'm kind of thinking like a smaller one. And you know my go-to that I'm loving on the smaller font is, or the smaller letter sticker, is that Jenny Bolin one. And I think that the gray is going to work, and that is in my kit. I don't feel like I'm cheating too much. What was I telling you about the podcasts? So, yeah, there's Digi Scrap Geek. That's a new one. Because, you know, the Digi Show stopped a while back. I missed that one. I liked it. Why I feel blessed. So, I don't know if that's going to fit. Let's just start with feel and see how far we get. And so I listened to that this morning. It was good. Entertaining. And then Sue Althouse, who I love her work. Like every single page she ever does, I'm like, oh, I love that page. She reminds me a lot of Celeste Smith. They have a similar style, I would say. And they're both very good. Like, they're both very, like, smart and clever. You know, you feel like they put some thought into that. They didn't just do it willy-nilly, like some people. Like me. Yeah, so Sue and somebody else that's in Get It Scrapped. Oh, Marsha. Marsha Fortunato. I think I'm saying her last name right. They're the guests on, how am I out of F's? I just used the F's to make E's, and now I'm out of F's. Huh. See, they would have planned that out. These are my letter stickers that I've been using for this, what I'm calling this kit, and I thought I had one more set of the gray. Here it is. Okay, come on, F's or E's. No? No. Seriously? I think I only had 3 sheets of those. So how are we going to make an E? I'm going to use a 3 backwards. Oh, I know I need an F. Okay, so let's pull those up and do a little bit more planning, people. Yeah, so I wonder what the topic is with Sue and Marsha. I don't know. That'll be interesting. I need to listen to that. And that'll already be out by the time you're watching this. Let's look. So, and I don't think you can get the Digi Scrap Geek on, what do you call it, on this thing yet. I think you just have to go to that blog. podcasts. That's what we want to see. Yep, paper clipping roundtable is up. It's called Lemonade and Massages. Oh, I know that story. Because that layout, oh, that's awesome, is that layout is over at Get It Scrapped. Oddly enough. Yeah, I totally know exactly that layout. Funny. That's fun. That's very funny. I bet she's kind of thrilled that that's the because that's the I think that's really cool. So I feel so things that looks like E's, right? All right, we're gonna fit why I feel on this here. Why? And we might even fit a little bit more. I should have lined it up over here. See what poor planning does. It's okay. I might just leave it there or put something else in that little spot so I can not have to move all the letters. Okay, so there's why I feel blessed. And what can we put here? If I had any more stars left, I could put a little star there, but I don't have any more. But I do, remember I needed the third, I needed a third spot of red. Maybe I can like use a little heart that like sticks out a little bit. Let's see if we can find something in here. Like I wouldn't normally put something right there, but it kind of needs a little space. I might have to move them. Oh, that'll be so sad. Wow. Oh, there's a bunch of hearts on the back of that. Let's see if I can work those in any way. So I don't feel like, yeah, that's not gonna work. But this might work somewhere, but I think I am gonna have to do what I didn't want to do and move these letters over just a tiny bit. Darn it. Oh well. That's okay. So what else can we do to this page to finish it off? We've got, I sort of feel like we should have, so there's 2 paper clips. I feel like something should go down here too, like maybe another paper clip. I'm not sure I have another one. I'm gonna look. I have a Helmar from IKEA full of different things. Like, this is what I mean by Helmar. These are the drawers that come out of the Helmar. So some of these drawers are like junk drawers. And let me just see if I have one more paper clip. Can you hear all that banging around? I really think I'm going to be out of luck. I have a stapler. I haven't used a stapler in a while. I found a stapler. I don't think that's what I want to use. You know, digital scrapbookers are always using staples. And I never use them. Maybe I should start. Okay. I didn't find a paper clip. I'm going to look in my drawer one more time. I'm not sure I have one in here. Oh, so interesting, right? Whether or not I have a paper clip, it's not very interesting. Well, I don't. Darn it. Alright, maybe we're going to have to use this. I just don't know where to put that thing. But I like the idea of having one more metal thing on the page. Now maybe I could use like, Brad or something like that. Or maybe I could put some sequins on there. Maybe. I don't know. I don't feel like I don't feel like he would want sequins. You know, because he's a boy. Let's see what else we have. Why I feel blessed. So what do we think of when we hear the word blessed? Or, oh, here's some. Alright, that has nothing to do with being blessed, but it's kind of like has a lot of the colors. I don't know where that would go on the page either. See, Celeste Smith would know. She really would. I don't know. I don't think that's going to work. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Never fear. I really don't know. It's funny. I have all of these little things, but they don't feel like they're going to work. They're not really... I don't know how to put a Brad down there. You know, you're always supposed to put a Brad on it, but I don't really feel like I want to put a Brad through a picture down here. I like the way it's kind of like floating, so I don't want to mess with that. Oops. Just move this a little bit, and we're almost done. And then, yeah, after this, I'm going to watch The Duggars because it's on again, and I'm addicted to it. I think it's just because, like, so first off, I don't agree. Like, I'm probably, you know, the Duggars and I have very different political views. We'll just say that. But I do just think that they're kind of fascinating. And some things, I think that they're really, you know, like, I don't know. Maybe it's oppressive, but maybe they're all really happy. I'm not sure. It seems like they are very happy. And it's kind of fascinating to watch. Like, they've been on TV now. And I can remember their first show. And I was like, oh, you know, it was all about how the kids had jurisdictions. I was like, we're going to do those jurisdictions. We're not doing them. I was like, that's so brilliant. Yeah, right. We've tried that. Or else I'll talk like Michelle Duggar to my kids and they're like, stop! I'm like, I say it and you obey it. That's what she says. So I think they're kind of like, you know, strict disciplinarians, and we're not so much. But it might be where their kids behave a little better. Yeah. I don't know. Everybody has their own way of doing it, right? It's okay. But yeah. And so anyways, when the girl, Jill, who I like a lot, is, she seems very friendly and positive. But she's getting married, so this season is going to be all about that, I think. So that'll be fun to watch. I think it's fun. Alright, so I did the little, I think that's more than 1/4 of an inch. So Celeste Smith would like scooch that in there even more. So I scooched it in a little bit more. Having a little angst about that. Alright, let's see if we can scooch. Let's see if we can like add this little bit to this here. But just a little bit, remember, because we're just doing like a little bit. Like my normal self would want to put that much on it. Right? I would like go right up to the edge of it and show all of that much. But I'm going to do like Celeste and just do a little bit. So I'm going to use some regular tape. Where did you go, regular tape? Back in the tape drawer, I think. Let me get it. Yes, I'm looking forward to watching that show. It's like, it's my little, like, I don't know. It just, the other thing I like about it is they just seem like they have it all figured out, you know. And I think that a lot of times I feel like I don't have it all figured out, especially with like raising kids. you know, I feel like I do okay, but the Duggars seem like they've got a whole system, you know. They've really got, you know, put a lot of thought into it, which we have too, but we're not quite so systematized. I don't know. Like watching all those little, like there's a couple little boys that I think are so cute and rambunctious. They remind me of him. Like little James. And then I also wonder, like, what are the older ones, like I think a couple of them, the twins are like 24 and I don't think they're allowed to leave the house unless they're married. And so they're not married yet, and I just wonder, like, what if you don't want to get married? How would that work out, you know? On some of those shows, like about all the wives, the ones that have like 5 wives, my 5 wives, my 4 wives, whatever. Sister wives, that's what it is. You know, they're really letting their kids decide what they want to do. You know, when they get older, they're like, you know, they don't have to do polygamy. If they don't want to, they can do whatever, you know, whatever they want. Let's cut this down just to be more like Celeste. And, okay, so I'm just going to cut the edges down just a little bit, like I talked about. Because I think that will be cuter. So I just trimmed the card down just a tiny bit. But I think that's going to make for a cuter page. Yes? Oh, yes. I think so. Okay. Yeah, so I love watching all those shows. The TLC channel. I'm all about TLC. But I don't watch all the shows on TLC. I watch the Duggars, the Sister Wives, and I think that's it. Now maybe I should move this one. Nope, I should just leave it. But see, I've got the tiny little things coming out. I thought that was pretty good. Let's see, what else can we do? Anything else? I think I'm good. I think it's okay. Maybe just one, like, embellishment. And the embellishment that I'm going to go for is actually in my kit number 3, I think. So I haven't broken out the kit number 3 yet, but this is kit number 3 for Inspired by Story Play. And there is in here there's 2 things that might work. One is this little fancy pants pack of embellishments, but then there's this Heidi Swap pack of embellishments. Let's just look at that for a second and see if there's any kind of a, like, because I think there's vellum looking things in here, which I think might do good on this page. Do well on this page. Do good. My sister would be all over that. She's coming, my sister. So probably when you're watching this video, she'll be here. Very excited about that. Okay, we got some hearts and stuff. So we've got hearts and stars. So let's just do a little process of elimination, like, oh, there's cute boy. Maybe. That's a maybe. The stars are a maybe. What is it with the diamonds? What is it with the Rihanna song, Shine Bright Like a Diamond? And then she says it like 50 zillion times. I can't stand that one. Okay, then there's Choose Happy. I like that. I'm going to pause you for just a second. I'll be right back. See? Another star. Oh, I like the phone. This kind of gives me a good opportunity to look at all of these cute little things. There's a lot in here. I don't usually buy these little packs, but sometimes I sort of think I should. Oh, love. Time flies. So I'm just kind of doing the ones that are possibilities, and then we'll try to get it all in there. Not all of it, but some of it. Oh, I love you. I love him. I do. He's a good boy. He really is. I really wish I could just give him the couple years off from school, you know, until he's interested. I'm not sure that's a great plan, though. It's probably not. But it's a nice thought. Okay, so here's the ones that I'm thinking are possibilities down here. And I think I'll just move that over. I'm just going to move it like this. Okay. Let's see what we can do. Okay, I'm going to move it again. Sorry. Alright, here we go. So we have hearts. And these are, if I remember correctly, they're like a little weird in that they have a little film on them that you peel off. I've used these like once or twice before. And so how to put those on? So one way would just be to like have them scooching out, you know, from, like you could put the adhesive kind of underneath the photo. I don't really want that down. That could work. Okay. Let's see what else we like here. Here's this I love you. Does that work? I don't think so. I mean, it. Oh, I think Heidi Swap has something to do with this. This paper, doesn't she? Pink Paisley. Doesn't she have something to do with that? I think she does. So there's I love you. It could be that. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? I like the idea of it, but I don't really like how it looks. There's, well, this is kind of harder than I expected. Seems kind of a, okay, here's a, I don't know. So, why is this so hard? I don't really know. Here comes somebody. So I'm probably going to need to go soon, but XOXO, yep. Hello. Need your hair braided?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'll be back with the page done. Or I'll just show it to you in the beginning, but I'll say goodbye, and there's my darling little girl who I love so much. She gets her hair braided every night. Okay, we're ready for that. I'll be back. Or I won't be, but leave a comment and tell me why you feel blessed or lucky. And I like both words. You're welcome to use either one. And then you'll be entered to get in the contest. And that's it. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Go forth and scrapbook.